What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is John. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I post music content, anything music related pretty much, music lessons, tutorials, demos, etc. And pretty much just anything fun. So if you like some of that content, be sure to throw it a like, throw it a subscribe, share it with somebody else who might find value in it, help your boy out. And let's get to the video. So you found yourself starting to play a couple songs and it's starting to maybe sound like something, but you kind of want to take it to the next level because you understand how to play something, but you don't understand why you're playing it. So if that's where you're at right now, this video is exactly for you because we're going to kind of start touching on the basics of music theory on guitar. Even though music theory is, principle and it applies to every instrument, I'm going to do a separate one for piano because I'm going to use the guitar as a reference. A couple of things that you should probably know before getting into this video is you should probably know the anatomy of the guitar. You should know what the names of the strings are and maybe have some basic chords underneath your belt, maybe some solid open chords, D, G, E, just anything like that. So as you obviously notice, each fret on the guitar has a different pitch, right? So each pitch is assigned a letter. As you go up in pitch, let's say you start on A, as you go up in pitch, the letter notes go up, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But as you go down in pitch, they work backward, A, G, F, E, D, C. On the guitar, you have the frets, and when you press the frets down, it makes a different pitch. Let's say I strum the open E string. It's resonating pretty much at fret 0, you could kind of think of it as. So if I go from fret 0 to fret 1, that's called a semitone. There is no other distance in between those two notes, therefore that is a semitone or a half step. Now a whole tone is when you go up 2 semitones. So if I start at fret 1 and I go to fret 3, there's a distance of 2 semitones there, and that creates a whole tone. So why is that actually important? Because when you arrange whole steps and half steps in a certain way, you get a certain sound. And when you combine enough of them, you get scales. And scales build chords, and chords build songs, and songs build careers. An important thing to note on the guitar, which might make it a little bit easier for you, is that in between every string, there's a distance of 5 semitones. So what do I mean by that? Minus 1 string, sorry. If I start at low E, fret 0, so to speak, right? I go up 1 semitone, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 5th semitone, and then this pitch is the exact same as the A string. So if I play the open A string, it sounds the same as fret 5 on the string beneath it, which is the low E string. Same exact thing. We're going to start at the A string now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sounds the same as the D string, the string right underneath it. Now G to B is a little bit different. G to B is 4 semitones. So if you go up to the 4th fret, it's going to sound the same as the B string. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds the same as the B. Now from B to E, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also on guitar, high E string is string number 1, and low E string is string number 6. So when I say go up a string, I actually mean go down. So now you know the distance between the strings, because some people are like, how do I play different notes on different? It's just 5 semitones apart. And I know it's just 5 semitones apart. That's cool. Little something. Let's go into scales. So a scale is kind of like the building block for almost, pretty much anything musical. A scale is just a combination of whole steps and half steps arranged in a certain way to give your playing a certain sound. First thing that we're going to learn how to do is the major scale. Now there's a bunch of different kinds of scales. Typically the most basic ones that you learn are major and minor. Now if you've been playing guitar, you've probably heard those two different terms before. Now a major scale is your typical do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And I can't sing, I don't know how to sing, but do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, sol, fa, mi, do. You kind of learn that in kindergarten, sitting around music class with your recorders. Remember that? Holy shit. Remember when everybody used to get recorders in 3rd grade? And they were like, play Mary Had a Little Lamb. And you were like, Now that we know what a whole step and a half step is, let's arrange it in a certain way. We're gonna start in the key of C, because C is kind of the easiest one to do. The key of C major has no sharps or flats in it. So to find the C, we're gonna start it up here. C is gonna be the 8th fret of the low E string. Formula for a major scale goes root, then you go up a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. And it's universal for every single key signature. I'm gonna start down here. I'm gonna start at the 3rd fret of the A string, because that's gonna be a C. Okay. Now, I'm gonna follow the major scale formula. We're gonna build a major scale, and then we're gonna figure out how to play it in a couple of different ways. You're gonna start at C, you're gonna go up a whole step to D, another whole step to E, you're gonna go up a half step to F, you're gonna go up a whole step from F to G, whole step up to A, whole step up to B, half step up to C. So you start to hear it. So now that we know that the distance between the different strings is 5 semitones, you can kind of start figuring out how to play it. Let's take the C that's on the low E string. That's going to be the 8th fret of the low E string. So I have C, go up a whole step to D, go up a whole step to E, half step up to F, whole step up to G, whole step up to A, whole step up to B, half step up to C. Let's take this one step further. An octave is something that you're going to hear a lot. An octave is when you go from one letter note up to the next letter note that's the same letter. So if I go from C to C, that's one octave. Now if I go from C to the C that's 2 C's away, you see? That's now 2 octaves. So we're gonna do a 2 octave scale. Eight on the E, 10 on the E, 7 on the A, 8 on the A, 10 on the A, 7 on the D, 9 on the D string, 10 on the D string. So now we're back at our root. And also, I don't think I mentioned this before, but the root note is essentially the note that you're starting on that you're building the scale off of. So C is going to be our root. If we're building a C major scale, we're in the key of C. So I'm at 10 on the D, I'm going to go up to the 7th fret of the G, and I'm going to go up a whole step right from there. So now I'm on the 9th fret of the G, half step. Now I'm on the 8th fret of the B, 10th fret of the B, 7th fret of the E, 8th fret of the E. You can still hear, right? Now if I played both of them together, you're gonna get this. Now this is kind of a cool little hack. Wherever I start that note, wherever I have that root, when I have that scale shape, the major scale shape, I know that this is my root. This is my root also. I just burped again. This is also my other root. So this note right here is a C, but what happens if I move it down one? Now we're in the key of B. So if I played a major scale shape with the B as my root, I'm going to get a B major scale. So on the piano, that's a little bit differently. So for those of you that play piano and guitar, which if you already know theory, you're probably not watching this video, or maybe you are. The B scale has 5 sharps in it. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. So on the piano, you're gonna need to actually play the black keys, but on the guitar, you don't really have to do that because you're just using frets. I'm gonna start kind of going into practice techniques. One of the first things, now this might be a little weird, each one of the notes in the scale have a number. So for instance, if I'm playing C, we're gonna give it the number 1. D is gonna be 2, E is gonna be 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7, C is gonna be 8 if you're doing jazz, back to 1 if you're just a normal human being. So like I said, this is gonna be a little bit strange because you're probably like, I wanna learn how to play guitar, I don't wanna learn how to sing. Well, they kinda go hand in hand. Sorry to tell you that. I want you to sing the notes out loud while you play it. So you can do C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's gonna start kinda ingraining in your head which note is which on the scale. Because when it comes to me actually finding an E, you know exactly where it is. Let's say D. You have to know where it is. F, G. Singing the letter notes out loud while you do that is gonna be a really good way to help you kind of ingrain where they are on the fretboard. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. I'm not a singer. I don't claim to be. It sucks. Sorry. That's just the way that it is. Next thing, speak the numbers out loud while you practice the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is also gonna help you later down the line when you start building chords and stuff like that. I can't emphasize this enough. The whole reason that you practice scales, you're not gonna be playing scales in any solos or anything like that. You're gonna be using the scales, which is totally different. So playing the scales out over and over and over again helps you ingrain in your mind which note is which and where the notes are in the key signature on the guitar. A quick thing I just want to touch on, there's a bunch of different ways to play the C's all around the guitar. So I have one C here, right? I got another one here, 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 here. So they're all over the guitar, right? And oh, my bad, I missed one. There's also one right here. What that means is that you can build a major scale off of any one of those roots, a C major scale. If I want to start here, on the 3rd fret of the A, I could build the major scale down here. And let's say I want to build it off of this C, which is on the G string, 5th fret. I could also build a C major scale off of the 15th fret of the A string. Another good thing to practice with your scales is maybe a different pattern. Play the different notes in the scale instead of sequentially in order, maybe break it up and play 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, things like that. So do note skipping, it's called. Another good different picking pattern or scale pattern that you could practice is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. And you could also go back down. Then maybe try 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys could just, smash that like button at the bottom. If you guys want to see more, I'm going to be posting videos every week, theory lessons every week, and even some more content in between that. So if you're into that stuff, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week.